Hello my beautiful hammerheads and welcome back to another Black Library review. Part 25, Rites of Passage by Mike Brooks. Okay, there is a little bit of history here. This book was published 3 years ago. So by this time 2019. And I was kinda bummed with this because at first I was totally excited. A novel about navigators. Fascinating stuff. The last time I was fascinated and excited about navigators was in the old Space Wolves novels. And by that I mean the Ragnar Blackmane novels. Yes, they are old and they are written by William King. They are awesome, by the way. After that, there wasn't much, or maybe there was, and my mind just blanked them out, like they're blanks. But yeah, this was exciting for me. And then I was told, oh no, don't bother with it. It's a horrendous book. Just don't read it. It's not worth your time. And I was like, oh no. And now I was like, okay, I reviewed 24 things about now. The Idoneth Deepkin stuff I just coagulated into one video. But yeah, and then I thought, okay, everything else was just rated good or very good or insanely good for Black Library stuff. And I thought, okay, I must know why this book is apparently bad. And I am angry about a certain part of the community again, because this book is awesome. It is great, and I could not stop to devour this story. First of all, this is Lady Chattermonday. She is the main character of the story. The thing about the negative reviews was back then, and to a certain degree right now, is some stupid people. And if I wouldn't have been to the dentist and my mouth wouldn't hurt, I would use words with which I have to wash my mouth with soap after. But I won't, because we're adults. But I guess you can probably think why this novel was review bombed. Because the main character is first a woman, second she's not white, and third she's intelligent. Yes. And there are many intelligent women in this book. There is representation of the motley imperium of man in this book. And there are so many lovable characters. I don't have enough fingers on my hands to count how many characters I enjoyed in this book. The story is amazing. Apparently, Lady Chattermonday was introduced in a Necromunda novel, a short story, and after a few other reviews I have in the pipeline, I will go back to that story because I want to know more. But you can probably guess right now what I will say about this novel. But the synopsis: Lord Azariel, the head of the House Probantis, died, and Lady Chattermonday is his widow and his murderer. Because this is a very political book. There isn't as much fighting as with other Warhammer novels, and this is again a good thing because Mike Brooks uses the time to really delve into character development and how Lady Chattermonday, or Chatter, how she's called, is picking apart the situations. I love it. And of course, this is not all about politics. There is so much fascinating stuff about how navigator houses interact with each other, how they are planning future offspring with gene lines and everything, and so many secret and juicy, delicious stuff on what navigator houses are hiding. Like their elders, their mutations, other mutations, and not just the third eye. And one of my favorite things is that whenever they are opening the third eye, they can see the warp and who is a psyker or not. And when a navigator opens the third eye in front of another navigator, it means it's going to be a warp duel or something like that. I don't know, but basically they are fighting to the death, and as I've said, there must be fighting in it. It is not navigator versus navigator, but there is a chaos cult, and the main instigator is a guy who basically murders navigators, cuts out their third eye, and uses it as an offering to the chaos gods to create basically a crack in reality to suck planets in. This is no spoiler, it's explained in the first few chapters, and this is basically how both parties are playing their cards against each other. I love this. This is amazing. And the instigator has the ability, he's a minor psyker, and I can't remember if it was the video game Aragami, in which you play an assassin who jumps from shadow to shadow and basically teleports. This is him. And this is amazing because whenever it's dark, he can just teleport from one point to another. He has no need of line of sight. He just senses darkness and can move through darkness. And there are times in which Mike Brooks uses this ability for that guy. Ah, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. When everyone thinks, that guy's safe, no problem. Dead. Because the lights flickered and he was just there, murdered the guy, cut out his third eye, and went away. And everyone's just like, what happened? And another representation is an adept. And I like him very much. Because he's gay. Well, that's not his only character trait, of course. He's intelligent. He follows his duties to Lady Chatter. And she basically employs him as she is searching for some information about the killer of the Navigators. And he's like, oh no, I can't do this. It's forbidden. And she's like, do it, and after that you work for me. You don't have to work for the Administratum anymore. He's like, okay, and my husband? Yeah, bring him as well. And this is amazing. I love this. There is so much representation in it. And of course we had other representations in other novels like farmers, other workers, miners, and so much more, yes. But this is the first book in my recent memory in which it is straight, that's it. There is no, I will talk through the flowers through you. I don't know if that's an expression. In Germany we say durch die Blume sagen. So basically I give you a bundle of flowers just to give the message through a nice bouquet, basically. And this is no, it's straight. It's not hidden, it's just there. It's normal life, day after day. This is it. And I love this, how casual everything is just thrown at you. No, it's not thrown. This is the wrong word. It's just mentioned and no one reacts to it negatively, positively, because it's just day-to-day life. I love it. Ooh, and I can see a little bit of myself in Lady Chatter because She has problems walking and needs a cane. And this is basically my future. She has pain walking and she is in need of the cane. And I also do have pain doing anything. So I can feel for her, and this also hit a little bit home for me. But yeah, there is so much more I can talk about this novel. There was only one part in which I thought, okay, that's no surprise. Uh, and whenever I mention this character and her occupation, it would be just like, okay, when you're a little bit into the Warhammer 40k universe, you will immediately know what kind of person that person is. Because it was used several times in several other novels by several other authors. It's nothing new. It's kind of sad to see to use something which was used so often, but it's okay. Because it was deliberately hinted several times. And as I've said, if you're well versed in the lore, then you know immediately, okay, that's the person. And if not, then maybe you are surprised. If yes, awesome, great, mission accomplished. But yeah, there's so much more I want to talk about, but everything else would go into full spoiler mode. And I can just say, from my rating, from burn it to devour it, devour this story. It is awesome. There is action in it if you really want it. It's not needed. It's still in there because it's a Black Library publication. But the political scheming, the secrets of the Navigator houses, the motley presentation of the Imperium. There are so many pros to this book. And if you have a daughter and she's not too young to read such things, give her this story. All the female characters, almost all the female characters, your daughter can look up to her. What I also really, really love is this is not one of those books which would land on the subreddit man writes women. Well, maybe it does, but I did not find anything apparent in which this story would land there. But okay, of course it has shortcomings. Almost every Black Library novel has shortcomings because it's a Black Library publication. And we are fully aware of that. That's why we love them. That's why I love them. And I love this book. For me, it's a 9 out of 10, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So, if you are a hobbyist with a working brainstem, go read this book. Support this story. Because it's setting up a second novel or short story. And everyone in this community deserves a second Chatham Monday novel. Please, Black Library, please, Mike Brooks, give us more of this. So, but what are your thoughts about this novel? Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I am keen to know what you have to say. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff because hitting buttons is fun. Have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.